Hello everybody, this is Brandon Lewis here for 1495 Sports, and we are live in Long Island, New York for FTW's Put a Sock in It. And right now by my side is a man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. It is Just Incredible, former champion of ECW, both tag team, world champion. He has been in WWE, he's been in TNA, he's been everywhere that you need to be in this business, and also the host of Pro Wrestling 101. Thank you for being here, sir.
It's my honor. I'm happy to be here. Deer Park, New York, FTW. Great event, great fans, and just happy to be part of everything.
Now, the last time I spoke with you, we spoke very briefly. It was last year, just before WrestleMania, and it seems to be just before Pro Wrestling 101 started. And then right after that, you decided to come up with this show that's very beneficial to young wrestlers everywhere, people who aren't in New York, because there's wrestling everywhere.
Sure.
So now everyone can get to you. And where did you come up with the idea? And,
Well, I mean, basically, I did about a year and a half ago, I did a podcast with Colt Cabana, The Art of Wrestling, which many wrestling fans are familiar with. And after the podcast, Colt and I spoke for a while. We'd been friends for a very long time. And Colt said, you know what, PJ, in today's wrestling world, really with social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, it's up to us, for those of us like Colt, who aren't on TV every week with TNA, Ring of Honor, or WWE, it's up to us to bring ourselves to the wrestling fan. And I said, wow, that's, you're right, and I came up with, I was like, well, what could I do? I'm not the funniest wrestler, like Colt's very funny and other guys bring a lot of other things to the table. I was like, well, what could I bring that would interest wrestling fans and wrestlers in general? So I was like, you know what? I've been in the business for 23 years. Why not do something based on my experiences in wrestling? So it was my idea to kind of put a 5 to 6 minute clip every week called Pro Wrestling 101, a tutorial and a basic how-to guide to pro wrestling, anywhere from the mechanics of it to character development to jobbing, selling, anything. So it's been hugely successfve, and it's an ongoing thing. I continue to put out new ones every week, and it's been a real big success. I'm very proud of it.
I've heard that there are young wrestlers who, when they're in the locker room with veterans, especially veterans who have been someplace and they have this knowledge to share, sometimes they don't go up and don't take advantage.
Sure.
Do you think that it is a fear thing? And do you think that having the show Pro Wrestling 101 available made you more approachable to them?
I would like to think so. I mean, it certainly is. I mean, for me at least, I was in the WWF. That's how old I go back, when I was 19, 20 years old. So yeah, it wasn't about that. It was about me being nervous to ask people. So now, hopefully, it's telling my stories, presenting my stories, and the things that have happened, it makes that and people more accessible, because veterans want nothing more than to be asked questions. A lot of times, people don't go up to veterans because out of pure, we don't want to bother them, or we're nervous, and that's what we're there for. And please, if you see us, come up and ask us. That's what it's about. It's about passing it down from generation to generation. That's what Pro Wrestling 101 really is about. And I think, if people watch the show, if workers or fans watch the show, hopefully that's what they get.
Okay, well, since we're here, it's FTW. I have to ask about the match. You got to work with a young man today, and I'm using the word man loosely because he's not just a man, he's a banana man.
Sure, yeah.
And you fought dead men.
Yes.
You fought, all sorts of freaks in ECW, and earthquakes, and just all these different types of people. Have you ever fought a banana man before?
I never have. And literally, I'm pouring sweat because I'm probably 5 minutes removed from my match. But no, I've never fought a banana man. But this kid, I'll tell you, he's got all the makings of a great performer. He's a delightful young gentleman, and he's really good in the ring. I was very surprised with the tenacity and the willingness to compete. And, he's got a hell of a gimmick. And an interesting gimmick, to say the least. And I know all about interesting gimmicks, being that I wore a jockstrap on my head for 3 years. But that being said, it was really cool. We had a fun time out there. FTW, Deer Park, New York, Long Island, man. It's been a great night so far.
That jockstrap T-shirt is selling like hotcakes too. So it's over. It's getting over.
It's a hot seller, man. ProWrestlingTees.com/Just Incredible.
All right, I'm gonna let you go in a second. I just want to say thank you because you are available on Twitter. You respond to your fans,
I do,
and you're just a very positive influence both in the locker room and out. So thank you for spending this time with us,
guys. I appreciate everything, man.